The Warden Haze lane is desperately difficult to play against. Yeah, it's just a strange draft coming through from Recrent. Fully building into it. They're essentially trying to go for that late game carry with the Infernus into pocket with Affliction, just slowly ticking everyone down. But they're just not going to get there. They're just not going to get there.
Let's go purple.
Right then, strap in. This could be where it all ends. The grand final. Second game. Team KLS could take it in 2, and already the signs are there in the veto. There's writing on the walls. So it's up to Team Recurrent to make a difference in the early fight. Deep engage early with the static charge coming out. You get the stun off onto the pocket. Vindicta sniping back, but already look how deep and aggressive you're being able to go here deep on the inner lane, dude. Orchard's already getting pushed so far back.
I actually kind of like the static charge first pickup as well. Instead of picking up either Power Surge or Lightning Bolt, you go into static charge. You open up for some very interesting combinations where you static charge into the Arctic Beam coming through from the Kelvin, which will hurt, bro, because you get the full 80% slow. With the static charge, he's likely to be out of position if you can mix and match that one up. So KLS already into the front lines. Right now, it's very even Stevens for both sides. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens here. Warden Haze currently battered off of this position at the moment. And we've got Infernus as well as Viscous, who are able to apply a lot of pressure in the lane, especially just Afterburn and Puddle Punch early, which is sort of what's needed. But again, it is that case of one Sleep Dagger into a Binding Word can be the difference between a kill and basically this lane going in the favor of Team Recrent. Interesting. It's a bit too aggro, guys.
Okay, here we go then. Already, a little bit of aggression coming out, mate. 2 minutes in. Lane's being fought for. Slight lead, Team Recurrent. We're ahead by about 100 souls there. There's not really much to write home about. Lash getting the pressure put on. It's a good dodge at least to get further back. Trying to get the heal off. But the problem is, Shiv's ready with the blades. Hits you with the unexpected dagger. That's going to be him down and out. And a follow-up takedown onto the Yamato as well. That slight chance you had quickly gets whipped away with Team KLS picking up another 2 kills.
Yeah, bro. I mean, KLS and the Paradox as well. It had to happen at some point. And I'm so glad we get to see it finally in action, because it is the hero who's got the most games on. I think he's currently got about 800 on side, and this is just what he loves to do. Use the kinetic carbine, you get the increased movement speed, you drop that pseudo stun from afar, and you just open up so many avenues. PKMK though does find Zergy on the 7, and currently that lane is not going terribly well for both the Kelvin as well as Zergy.
So backs up. Keep the pressure on the lane. Looks to at least try and have some kind of farm out of it. Obviously, Paradox being played by KLS. It's so awkward to actually get much off the back of the Candle Troopers in terms of confirming those souls. Again, similar scenario here. Shiv puts the early game pressure on Lash so that he can't free farm, forced him further back. You call for a rotate over. Backup arrives, but the cavalry a little bit late to engage. So not much help here from calling over the Infernus.
Yeah, I mean, the lane was pushed out, so he can apply a little bit of extra pressure there just by sending himself over into that direction. Again, the Puddle Punch is the big problem for them. And Zania again down on Lash. And Zania, honestly, he had some incredible games on Lash so far. Kelvin playing a dangerous game there with the Affliction after Pocket already grabs his, uses it early. Gets very low though, have to back it off. Viscous, Infernus in a close range engagement right now with both Warden and Haze, and Dimov's able to find Shush after all.
Everyone grouping up now, looking to get as much damage as possible off on a quick burst towards the Guardian. Pocket with the rotate back over towards Lash as well, assists. This Shiv is having a real rough go of it. That's the only benefit that you've got to work here now. You force him back, take control of the Guardian, put him into uncomfortable territory, But he's been dominating, at least overall, in the grand scheme of the lane. He can slip out off the backside as well. You've still got your Guardian. You've got lane control. Lash is in a spot where you've already gone down twice to him as well, back to back. The soul lead starting to come out. 2k souls ahead early. Paradoxical swap. Oh, that's not what you want. Problems already as MKLS engages onto the Yamato and begins to clean up on the lane.
Yeah, I mean, his Paradox is just incredibly good overall. And on the stairs here with this, honestly, Paradox is one of the characters that can really ruin a Guardian. Used to be a case where she had 55 bullets in the magazine, and that was even worse when MKLS was taking down Guardians sub 3 minutes, which was a little bit silly.
No, you can just do so much damage, dude, with a consistent reset. Obviously, 1 bullet in the magazine, all you've got to do is slide. You just keep it going. So with the amount of ammo she has and the burst, keep it going with a little starter step side. You're just going to be able to breeze your way through control of the Guardian, and it makes your life so much easier. Yamato goes down. Damage back as well. That's going to be 7 taken out. Oh, the goo ball getaway. Viscous with a movement, at least for now, starting to find an opportunity to bail. Nearly picked up by the lockdown.
This game is not as bad as we saw the last game go, but again, Guardian been taken down here by MKLS nice and early. He's just consistently getting more and more farm up. Listic up to 5k with Zerky following him closely behind. Yeah, very interesting game so far, and much better from Team Recrent, we'll put it that way. And some more targeted bans that came through from them doesn't allow that snowball from the early game go through as quickly as before. Listic gets himself the parry off, prevents the big damage, and just stalls just a little bit. And I think Listic realized he has to have some impact in this game. Instantly hitting with a Death Slam though into the Infernus ult as well.
Oh, mate. The double trouble combo. That's what it takes to shut down Listic, as Hardeki is able to set him ablaze. So the Infernus, off the back of the fancy footwork from the team, finds success. Nice track and trace as well from the Yamato. Psycho getting the damage back out there. Oof. Input still works. He's able to get the elevated peak on the ledge. Alt fire rinsing its way through Kelvin's HP. Chase but baited. You're forced to fight into MKLS. Calls in for the ult as well. Pocket goes down in the meantime, and now it's just about survival.
Not much they can do to help the Kelvin either. He's underneath the underground with the Yamato. Is able to slip his way out though. Slowing Hex onto the Vindictor. Prevents the flight from going out early. Maybe have to use Slowing Hex before a character uses a movement ability. But here we go. It's just MKLS playing position 4 essentially. Already has that Slowing Hex on board. With Mystic Shot, he's doing a ton of damage.
He can roam, he can control, and he can absolutely dominate. Piggy at least caught out this time around, so that's going to be the double up of Dimov with the support of Pocket. But they find a way in to make a nice maneuver. Good trace, at least from the flick up from the haze. Half HP down though, and Lash is on the chase. Good engage off the back of that. Slams down, finishes off haze. Sleep Dagger on the fadeaway, at least to buy a bit of time, but it's still a pickup for free.
Yeah, not bad at all. Actually, you know what? Team Recrunt's doing a fantastic job in this game to at least get a little bit ahead. Hardeki even finding Shush here. The lead isn't tremendous, though. 38k to 37k currently so far. Out comes Listic, and MKLS will find Psycho once again. You know, be careful right now. You start to get a little bit more of a group up coming through from MKLS, realizing they need to put some more of the pressure on.
Another Guardian going to be claimed here. You're in a lane on Boulevard side, being pushed up deeper and deeper towards Sapphire's Walker. It's Hardeki that's waiting in lanes trying to fend. He'll have to deal with the creep wave that's pushing up. Ooh, harass from the Lash again. Using the quick maneuver. There you go. Double tap control for the drop down. So he burns 1 stamina for the fast drop. He's able to get away quickly enough to stop extra damage output from the Shiv there. Escapes the chase. Vindictor's on the roam back over. Hardeki looking to support. 7 in the meanwhile clearing out. Pocket engaging. Big damage on contact.
That's really bad news, actually. He got all the barrage hits off, so the damage amp is going absolutely insane on Zergy. Attempts to use the thundercloud there to at least try and get the bullet resist on, but it was too little too late.
Hayes with a clean out.
Oh my days.
Oh, mate. You are not trapped in there with him. Oh, and that just gives Listic freedom to whip out the mop and bucket. And Shiv cleans house. Damn, only 2 players left blank. 10 seconds stagger on 4 respawns. Ah, it was going so well for Recurrent, but now you get hit with reality.
I mean, honestly, playing in basement versus a Haze who's still up is kind of a mistake. It's the same thing. You wouldn't want to fight a Mo and Krill in the basement either with Scorn. Tough stuff. MKLS somehow still alive there, using Warpstone's direction to tries to get the punch off. My God, MKLS is playing with some kind of fervor.
Thanks for the pickup.
This is utterly ridiculous. Oh, mate. 11 minutes into the game. 6k soul lead for Team MKLS. Sheer shenanigans being displayed. And a fast earn run being called in by the Viscous. Use that movement speed buff, make the maneuver, drop it over towards the altar, try and get yourself back in the game off the reset from the soul. Support's there from Pocket as well. They'll be able to help you out on this one. It's Yamato and Infernus that are potentially posturing to try and dive on it though. Hardeki, he's just waiting off on the wings. You got Lash on the push back up towards the inner lane as well. Urn's going to go down. Damage out across. Ooh, you're so deep on this. Listic, he can have a field day. Lash hunts around the back. You're fighting towards the Walker. Lash with the engage, but he's losing a little bit of health. And it's a 1v2. You won't want to go too far on this.
Yeah, they just kind of give up the end there as well. I mean, you did have at least Warden trying to hold it out with Binding Word, tried to steal away from the souls that went in there. But overall, I will even things up just a little bit. I think though Shiv is getting so far ahead that Listic might be able to start carrying pretty hard, specifically because of bloodletting as well. It does defer a lot of that damage, which means he can remain in the fight a lot longer. So Slice and Dice can start doing some crazy damage. He's pretty tanky as well. Extra regen, extra health, bullet shield, as well as spirit shield. This guy is unkillable.
Oh, mate. It's absolutely ridiculous. You are being shanked by the Shiv, the chin chopper of the cursed apple. He's slicing him up to easily digestible bits. Soul lead starting to pull further ahead as well. About 8k to play with. Paradox coming in to put the punish on, and he's got a posse with him as well. Grouped up with Piggy on the Kelvin and some further support, you force Viscous out of lane and create again so much more space to keep pushing deep on this. Finally, there's going to be a Guardian going down in response as you do find the counter back. That's 2 Guardians taken out for the side of Recurrent.
Out goes MKLS on the Paradox. More damage been sent through, but a lovely warp zone off to the side, but a crazy splatter that hits him on the backside, leaves him covered in goo and sent back to the lobby. Berserky, he has been on his farming arc, really, and now he's finally able to come in. The Kelvin Dome into the Hazel, trapped them. They're not going anywhere. They've got a basement on demand.
Say goodbye to you, Walker. It's Hardeki. We'll go aggro on that one, but the main play is you might be allowed to push out the lanes. We're going to be going for the pickup on the Rejuvenator. Ult is on cooldown for Kelvin though. No dome, but you've got no one nearby to even attempt to contest, and it would not be worth it. So they pick that up. You get everyone with the Rejuvenator bar Warden, so 5 of those to play with and freedom to fight on the lanes now. This is where Team MKLS are going to seize the initiative and push the advantage they've been building.
Yeah, they can start to squeeze out a lot of advantage over towards these lanes, potentially push out some of these walkers with the Rejuvenator buff. They don't want to give over too many kills at this point in time, though, but the fact that they know they can just instantly start coming back from a fight, an early mid-boss like this is actually really important because the death spawns, the death times aren't that long. So you're talking about an 8-second respawn on some of these fights with some of these players, whereas the case you can actually get back to the team fight fairly quickly.
Get yourself back in lane and keep the damage going. You can see the pathing here as well for the 7, just how quick you want to get your way through those jungle camps. You get the instant ball down. Electricity will do most of the work for you. Break the boxes in the area, and they get straight back into the fight to assist. Lash, meanwhile, though, he's got the brass knuckles on, and he's looking to brawl deep on the lane into the Death Slam. Grab him, tag him, throw him back. Hayes with a maneuver, tries to stay alive, but you're going to go down heavy. At least there's a double up on the response with the Warden being able to turn the tides. Team KLS looking to make the most from this fight.
Sort of a crazy. I think that's the ethereal shift. It's the only thing I think that the Hayes had on board there to keep her alive on that one. That was sort of insane. But in comes the 7. He's got to the point where he's strong enough that he can just drop the Thundercloud there, and it's almost a full team wipe. The Vindicta getting away on life support, and a free earn as well, Jackie.
And away we go.
Everything you could have wanted from it. Kelvin, as much as he can be supportive with the ice path, he can do it himself. Spreads the urn on his back, runs over the ice, and looks to get some extra souls to even further push the lead that they are building. 93k to 87k being the head-to-head right now. You're even 5 ability points ahead as well on the AP count, so it's going well for Team KLS. Respawns back in. All 6 alive though for Team Recurrent. You've got to clear the lanes that have been pushed up. Yamato looking to regain control of Boulevard.
By the way, we just saw a magic carpet pickup from Zergy on the 7. So we might see some magic carpet shenanigans with the ultimate as well. Plus 10% ability duration actually is kind of helpful for ultimate too.
Use that money.
You know, we were, talking about it, wondering if we would see the return of the magic carpet. Could be fun. We'll see how it's brought to the table and what the flavor is on that one. One of your bigger items being brought out to play now, though. Souls being spent, investments being made. We hit the 17-minute mark. Second map in our grand final BO3. The lion's share of $10,000 on the line, and it's 7 on the magic carpet. The old school play, no majestic leap required. He'll go down on the carpet instead. Gets off the static charge, looking to engage with the support of the team round the back line. He's going to throw out the ball. You got the adjustment from pocket, but the dome is down at just the right time.
Wow, it's such a nice dome as well, because there's a full commit there going through from Team Recurrent, and that dome shuts down a lot of the pressure on top of it. Tries to get that one off, but in comes the Hayes with the bullet dance.
Oh, mate. It's a hell of a flip on the script as well. You've absolutely battered them. Oh dear, oh dear. Vindicta, the only one to barely fly away round the corner. But the Warden with support of the Hayes, you've absolutely farmed. Sapphire Walker here, gonna get toasted on Orchard Lane. That's going to be the flex slot for taking down all the enemy walkers as well, so the power spike only going to further increase, with that soul lead now pulling ahead to around 21k.
Yeah, I think the big thing there is that just the Kelvin, like the Kelvin actually was a big part of that, where he was able to deny a lot of that initiate that came through from the Shadow Form on the Yamato, and you can see that the Lash was looking for a Death Slam in that situation. It slows everything down, which allows time for the Hayes to get into position to drop a big bullet dance. It doesn't kill many of the enemy team, but they're so focused on the bullet dance and taking down the Hayes that Shush just comes out of nowhere with the ultimate on Warden and just tears the team apart. It's like it's basically a really good set of decisions that just lead into an unreal team fight.
Over, under, and sideways. The magic carpet ride for 7 once again, and this is just to speed up his rotation path for the farm. That's what he's using it as here. Quick cooldown on that bad boy for the utility usage. Meanwhile, Lash comes in, wants to hit him hard and heavy. Hope you got your seatbelts on. Paradoxical swap though. That's going to be the counter back from the KLS. Doesn't miss a beat with the gun. Yamato pops the ult, dives on in, pays for the counter, looking to heal off the back of the sudden burst of bullets, and that'll smash you down with only Hardeki finding the 1-for-1 trade and looking for the getaway.
Escapes in towards the Curiosity shot. Ballistic should finish that one off for them. Trying to look for Dimov on the Viscous. Look at this. They know he's underground somewhere. Finds him, and that will be the sleep dagger to the face. Takes the sharp cut to the eye.
Oh, mate. They don't teach you that in school, Blank, but goo is conductive. The electricity goes through Viscous. This is brutal. Hardeki going down in the subway. He got his 1-for-1 on MKLS, but that's 14 seconds of difference between him, MKLS now being back in play. That's solid lead. Still saying so consistently far ahead as well.
Yeah, we just got to a point where we're able to just lead ahead a little bit more. And I think that the Kelvin honestly has been played so well this match. And although Piggy didn't have the greatest of starts in this game, again, he is very good on a lot of these supportive characters. And his Kelvin has just stopped a lot of these hard engages from the Infernus, the Pocket, the Lash from going through, and gives a lot of time for the rest of the team to set up. So, you know, it's not always easy as a Warden to hit that ultimate and find a good position for it once the fight's already started. But because of that dome, it gives that important like 2-second wind-up time to the Warden to hit that one off. It's very nice. It's really well played, and Piggy's actually doing a lot more than we give him credit for.
No, I told you, man. Piggy really is the epitome of such an effective support player. Like, the comms are always on point. You can get so much done. Very, very useful player to have on your team. Mid-boss spawning back in as well off the back of the resets. The potential for mid-boss off the back of winning a team fight could be something to factor in. For now, though, the team fight is the big piece of the potatoes, and they're getting ruined. You've got 3 limbs already with Infernus going down. Say goodbye to Viscous as the goop gets sliced.
This is the worst timing to be taking a fight like this just as mid-boss spawns. It's a 3-1 that goes back over to MKLS, and this is pretty much just a game-winning team fight, right?
It could very well be. I feel like with the setup you're going to find yourself in here, all 6 respawns, 30 seconds at worst on them, 7 seconds till the quickest spawn on Pocket coming back into lane. You've got Rejuve, you're already pre-pushing the lanes out as well, leaving only Kelvin for the pickup. Last second items being purchased, and you are ready to attempt to, at best, break your way through the shrines and leave them in a horrific position. They do get the respawns up at least. You've only got 2 players that are still further out, but pressure staying on. Split push the lanes and keep them in base.
Yeah, even again, we're going to take their jungle now take that away from them, take any souls that they might be able to accrue off. All their lanes are pushed in. It is a brutal time for Team Recruit. They did a lot better in the early game. Lash once again doing some crazy shenanigans. I'm not sure what Zania's up to in these matches. Again, another big Hazel. Dimov gets taken down. Shush there alongside him with the Warden ultimate. Shadowform barely keeping the Yamato alive, but for how long is the question?
Oh, man. Helion Haze raising hell like smoking Joe Fraser, the Hellraiser. They're bringing the flavor right now as Team MKLS look to shut things down. The shrines are getting ruined. Pocket is gone. Both shrines about to pop blank. They're looking to gun for the lion's share of the $10,000 put up by Aurora and 1xBet here in the Deadlock Masters. They want to do it in style with the 2-0, and they've turned up to do it in seconds.
I mean, it doesn't really matter either, because right now, Magic Carpet, there shouldn't be a lash ult for a little while. You hit the ultimate from 7, it will just keep them in base, right? There's no one really that can stop him from hitting that one. Maybe he waits for the Death Slam to go off before he drops the Thundercloud. That would make sense to me. Out it goes. He is paradoxical swapped. He isn't able to drop them into the base because of it. And now the Thunderstorm should be dropped on top of him.
Oh, the swap is the game changer, and now you are getting lit up. The electricity as Team MKLS ride the lightning all the way to the lion's share of $10,000. Your Aurora Deadlock Masters champions, a Team MKLS.
Unreal way to finish that out as well, with the paradoxical swap on the lash ult, preventing him from sending them back into the base spawn. Insanity. So your winners are...